drugs and alcohol on site is forbidden. Violators will be removed from the secure area.
This agent has been doing what he can since the first wave where he lost his original team. He often finds himself getting into dicey situations, though finding a way to come out ahead. This build can very much be a struggle bus if you can't maintain proper awareness, maintain effective ranges, and capitalize on enemy mistakes. This will be another tech specialization agent for the +1 to skill tier buff and EMP grenades when necessary. The converted SMG-9 is the primary weapon of choice as it can gain a 52-round clip with good damage at 825 RPM, which is pretty good for close to mid-range DPS. This weapon will be getting you out of the aforementioned dicey situations. Being talented enough to be in sync with your scanner pulse will improve your damage and odds. The classic M44 carbine is basically for initiating for long distances on large groups to help dwindle the numbers down before closing in with the SMG9. Mind you, this is a secondary because if you're in an enclosed space with no real exit, the name of this build is irrelevant. Also, having the Ranger talent makes this a pretty niche weapon in combat. You guessed it, the first wave PF45 for the sidearm. Worth using as it can be given a larger clip, very much like the SMG9. With the InSync talent, you'll just find this to be a much slower firing yet more powerful SMG9, so it's pretty good for finishing off enemies when faced with an unavoidable reload. All right, moving on to skills and utilities, we'll be looking at the Scanner Pulse. Again, this is an awareness tool to keep tabs on your enemies. And then later on in the gear briefing, you'll realize that there's more to just combining InSync and Scanner Pulse. The Reinforcer Chem Launcher makes another appearance. This utility is what helps the build stay true to its name, especially in overwhelming odds. However, it won't flat out save you because being a smarter player is far more rewarding than the mechanic itself. Moving on to gear and brands, we're going to be looking at Gilligard, DNH, Czech Pro, Grupo Sombra, Hana-U Corp, and Sokolov Concern, also known as SOC-Con. The mask is a named item called Night Watcher, which is under the Gilligard brand. This gives our Scanner Pulse 100% haste, helping us keep our enemies pulsed at all times and make sure to have weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. The backpack is the DNH brand with weapon damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage with the talent Vigilance, and the chest is the Czech Pro brand with weapon damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, along with the talent Spotter, which gives us a weapon damage boost of 15% on all enemies' pulse. The gloves and knee pads are of the Grupo Sombra and SOC-Con brand. These will further improve our weapon damage, critical hit chance, and critical hit damage. But the holster is of the Hana-U Corp brand, which needs to improve our skill haste and repair skills. All right, this concludes our first wave survivor build. Make sure to drop a like for more content, share with friends, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be up to date with my latest builds and other content. See you all next time.